Welcome to the Nerd Party.
I'm Darren Moser,
I'm Phillip Gilfus.
I'm Daniel Prue.
and this is City Alpha 3.
Welcome to City Alpha 3, a Star Trek podcast here on the Nerd Party. I'm Phillip Gilfus, joined as always by my two co-hosts, Daniel and Darren. Gentlemen, how does this Shocktober week find you?
Shocktober.
Spooky.
It's very spooky. There was a little bit of water falling from the sky. Not all LA traffic ground to a halt, but almost.
You're complaining about rain,
Awesome.
Darren?
Oh, rain! I'd forgotten what it was called. It's been so long.
Yeah, to the post-flooding North Carolina, we appreciate it. So we actually have, by the time folks are listening to this, we actually have kind of new Star Trek out.
Yay!
But we're recording before it, or otherwise this would be a mini-sode review. But on October 4th, which of course is my birthday, also the blessing of the animals, it's a lot of things. We were going to be having our first short trek from, I don't know, what do you call this? Season 1.5 of Star Trek Discovery.
Don't decimal point the seasons.
Why, they did it in Battlestar.
So it'll be I know. I've started watching. I know this is not Star Trek. I started watching Battlestar with my wife, or showing it to her. So we went to the mini-series. We went through the first episode, and she's like, "Does it get happier?" I'm like, "Meh."
Really?
I'm like, it's a 9/11 show.
It's
What do you
more
want?
of a 3 steps forward, 8 steps back kind of a humanity is dying.
Mm-hmm. But yes, Runaway, the Star Trek Discovery short trek starring Ensign Tilly. I suppose it takes place in it's a new occurrence, so it's Ensign Tilly, not Cadet Tilly. It's always hard with the ranking system in Discovery to see what the rank is, but she looked like she's wearing a normal comm badge to me in the trailer, so anyway. So I'd ask everyone how it was, but you haven't seen it, so moving
awesome.
on.
It was
But
awesome.
anything...
Hey, it's more Tilly, so can it really be that bad?
Right.
Well,
And a Suliban.
anyway.
Or whatever it is.
That's it. Well, I don't remember that part. It was there. You just got to look for it.
Oh gosh,
Easter egg.
We said we wanted them to bring the series together, but not the Suliban, not the Suliban.
That would be interesting. Post-Enterprise Suliban. I mean, it's not the worst idea. Anyway, so before we get into our topic, anything Star Trek or non-Star Trek worthy in your past week since we last recorded? Darren, anything going on in the Warsy-verse or anything else?
No, it's been pretty quiet. I think in this last week it dropped that Kathleen Kennedy, the president of Lucasfilm, has signed on an additional, I think, 5-year contract. No big surprise. So, as she was still handpicked to take it over after the sale, so that I'm excited about, because we definitely want that person, to be, knowing what they're doing. But on a more personal note, we know that we have, as a fan group, a good relation with her. So rather than changing that, we're happy for her to be continuing in that role.
Oh. And Daniel, anything going on in the gaming world?
So I was actually just telling Darren this before we got on mic here. There was a big leak today of brand new open world.
Leak?
I'm not
I'm not
detecting
detecting
any
a
leak.
Nice. Good job, guys. I was in sync.
It's almost like we're on a Star Trek
that was good.
podcast.
A brand new open world, unannounced Harry Potter game, which is super.
Ooh, I've not heard about
so
this.
it's very early, and it could, I guess, be false, but it's likely to be confirmed very soon and be officially announced. It looks to be taking place in the 1800s, so well before any of the Harry Potter nonsense takes place. And like I was telling to
Nonsense?
I was telling like I was telling
If
Darren,
they run into the great grandfather
I hope they don't do
Potter, oh, no.
Voiced by the same.
No, played by Daniel Radcliffe, of course, because that's what everybody loves.
if this turns out
Now,
if it turns out to play out the way it seems, I imagine part of the reason that they did do this is to actually step away from all the actors and storylines that we know, so they have the freedom It's kind of like a Star Wars: The Old Republic sort of thing, where
Got
you
it.
can
So far in the past, you're not going to run into anything.
yeah. So you have more freedom to sort of.
We can still set things up. Now, I never saw Fantastic Beasts, and that was just because it was one of the things I just missed the window, and so I'm hoping when Fantastic Beasts 2 come out, I hope they do some sort of like double billing so I can see the first one in the
I'm
theater.
sure you'll find some. Yeah.
But isn't that around the same time as that, or would it be pre-Fantastic
From my
Beasts?
understanding, it's pre-Fantastic Beasts. I believe Fantastic Beasts is in the early 20th century.
It's like 20s,
Okay.
Yeah.
1920s.
Again, I'm not having seen
Yeah,
it.
I haven't seen it either, but from my understanding, that's the case. So this is at least, I would assume, probably like 30 to 40 years before that. But again, this is early, I mean, this is just a leak, but
Sure.
it looked legit. It was cool, and it was something that we've been begging for a long, long time. Well, why can't we get a game, a real Harry Potter game? Not just like a movie tie-in. So that would be pretty exciting.
Well, and speaking of Star Trek games, a friend of the network, Will Wynn, posted the other day that he was beginning his journey into, oh gosh, blanking on the name of the game now. Final Unity.
Final Unity.
Yes.
I did see someone post about Final Unity.
Yeah, so I linked him to our episode. It was a little tricky for me to find because I was trying to remember when we recorded that. I think it was
So long ago.
2015.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was episode 110 of Earl Grey, so that was a
I
while
was never
ago.
that young.
But it feels like just yesterday we were yelling at Daniel.
Yes.
Oh man, that.
Plodding
Good
along.
luck to you, sir, on your endeavor, and we'll see you on the other side.
But I'm trying to remember how I would have played Final Unity, like not
Slowly,
recently,
I think
but like within.
more at a walking pace, you could even say. is how you
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. So, but anyway, so yeah, I can't think of. I've not done much. This is my life.
Your Voyager secret rewatch isn't progressing home.
Math. That is what I'm doing. I'm doing math for in my free time. I'm studying for this stupid GRE, and so I'm having to relearn all of math. Like all of math. All math that there is, I have to relearn it in like 2 weeks.
Hey, but
So
isn't this
it's been
week?
not
Is
fun.
it this weekend? That's the big premiere next weekend.
Oh yeah. Well, Doctor Who, yes. So for those who are, I was going to say for those who haven't been watching, but I tell you what, if you've never seen Doctor Who, this is when to start. It's a new Doctor, new showrunner, new blank slate. So if you've never watched Doctor Who, October 7th on BBC America or whatever BBC, if you're wherever your viewing is, Doctor Who premieres, and for here in America, it'll be 1:45 Eastern. When it will start on BBC America, but I definitely recommend it. All the non-spoilerly reviews have all been very positive. Everyone's looking forward to it, and so I definitely recommend it because my wife and I, of course, host the Doctor Who podcast here on the network, so we're of course going to watch it. We're going to, of course, do a podcast about it, and then we're going to go see it in a theater a few days later.
Do they stream it anywhere, Philip? I don't have.
Yeah, I was going to ask, is there a place that even if it's not streamed, you could digitally buy it the next day if someone was interested?
I don't know, because we're going to have some guests on, because we're sort of stealing how we do Discovery for Time and Space of having guests on for episode reviews. And one of our potential guests was asking about iTunes, so I don't know is my answer.
And you say you're a podcaster.
I have it on BBC America. What do you I DVR it, and after we come home from church and eating, we'll watch it.
I hope
That's how it works.
there's a legit way to watch it.
Yeah,
I would think iTunes maybe or something. It's probably available somewhere, but
you would think.
You would hope.
Unlike Star Trek Discovery short treks, available only in America.
Yeah,
USA.
We apparently hate the rest of the world, but
oh god. So instead of talking about how terrible commercial practices of Star Trek are, I thought we would sort of piggyback on the idea of short treks and kind of talk about what it would be like if short treks existed in other Star Trek series, and not only the characters we would pull out. Because just to refresh everyone, I'm sure everyone knows, but just to refresh, for Star Trek Discovery, this is going off the top of my head, so I'll need some help. It's Tilly, it's Mud, I don't know why I remember that in that order. It's new character, whose name I don't know, because it's a new character, and I haven't bothered memorizing names yet.
Okay, so
And
first
then
we have Runaway,
Saru.
which is Tilly, then Calypso in November, which has Kraft, which is played by Aldous Hodge.
New guy.
That's the new
right.
guy.
Yep.
Then The Brightest
new
Star in December, and that was Saru. and then the escape artist brings back
Harry
lovable rogue Harry Mudd.
Very much. So yeah. So it'll be interesting in fact that they're introducing a new character who we actually don't even know. Like, we know Pike and not Spock and Number One, but like
There's
new
too many new
character,
characters, Philip.
Yeah.
I hope.
Actually, not that.
Hell, trust me. Doctor Who has to introduce 4 new characters in one episode. So
I hope that that new character will be part of season 2 as well.
It'd be like, no, it's just like lovable. Like he's your lower deck character, lives and dies in that one short trek, and
Well,
that's
but,
it.
before we even get into this, I wanted
sure
to
he is.
comment on the format of short treks. I actually think
Okay.
this is brilliant, and this is something that if we had the whole time, would have been amazing. And this is an amazing way to tell short stories in the Star Trek lens. I think this actually can only be a good thing. Whether or not it's done well is a different question. But we've seen plenty of episodes that have 15-minute premises that have been stretched out over 45 minutes.
True.
And there are plenty of stories that will lend themselves to these short treks. And I really hope they take advantage of this. This is a really cool idea for some extra Star Trek content, stuff that we were begging for years and years and years. And if they put these in between the seasons, I mean, really, this is a win-win. This is great for short story authors. This is great for the greater canon. This is great for filling in the world. This is a really awesome format. And I mean, I know this is basically, if you want to look at it cynically, it's a way for them to drag out their CBS All Access subscriptions, of course. But if you give it to the right creators, the people with passion, this is amazing. This is a great opportunity for Star Trek, and I'm really excited to see what they do with the format that they can't do with a full episode.
Yeah, and I mean, the purpose of art is mostly expressive and also to make money. And so, hey, I say that as someone who writes plays for free, I would like to get paid.
Everybody's got to eat.
Well, and I was
exactly.
going to say, I'm probably most excited about the Calypso episode because I am a big fan of Aldous Hodge. I mean, was in Hidden Figures, did a really good job at that. But I first stumbled onto him in his role in the series Leverage as a series regular, as the hacker. And
Oh wait, it's that guy?
Yeah, it's that guy.
Actor?
It's that guy.
Oh, whoa, hold the phone. No, I know Leverage.
Yeah.
That's
hard. This is Hardison.
Investigate.
Yeah.
Hardison?
Yep.
Oh man.
I know, which
Okay,
I love.
well, this is never mind. I'm engaged now.
So I'm super excited for him, and I really, really hope that we
I'll have to tell my wife.
we
She'll
get
be
him
excited,
more, and we get him in season 2, because that'd be awesome. Now, I mean, I could see them including him because how to say this in a politically correct way, but
For diversity's sake, is that what you're about to say?
There you go. For diversity's sake, he's filling a role that was left vacant. But besides that, I really like the actor. I really like the things he's been in.
Are you saying he's going to be Stamets' new love interest?
No, I wouldn't go that far, but yeah, but he's been on a lot of great things.
Okay, now that I know that, okay, all right, I'm engaged now. Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, and so in that vein, I thought we would kind of go backwards from most recent Star Trek series. So, and we may not get very far at all. It just depends how the creativity and time goes, or we may get through all of them in 5 minutes. But so let's start with Star Trek Enterprise, or depending on when you're doing it, Enterprise. And just think about a character, and we can do this round robin. We can just shout out. There are no rules about a character, and just like Discovery's doing it, could be a main bridge member, or not bridge member. An Enterprise crew member, or it could be a side character, which I already know what we're going to say for that. and then you could think about what form would it have taken in that time. So now, of course, this is CBS All Access. Oh,
we're going to mail you DVDs to everyone who wants to.
Enterprise was late enough that we could count them as internet shorts.
That's true. I was thinking earlier than that, but yeah. That's true.
Right. We could maybe Deep Space Nine could be, you could order it off of Netflix and they would ship you the DVD. But anyway, so Enterprise, is there any character, I already know one answer, which I'm sure one of you will pick instantly, but if you don't, I'll say it in 10 seconds. Any character you would have loved to see a short trek with?
Okay, so I think I know what you're going to say as the first choice, so I'm going to pick something different. And I'm going to pick something very different because, again, if we're doing a 10-minute short, allows the creative juices to flow. I want a Porthos short trek.
Oh.
Ooh.
Wait. We got Odd Night in Sick Bay. Is that not enough for you, Daniel?
Well, he didn't have a lot of lines in that. He was in a tub of goo for most of that.
And he was a stuffed animal for the last third of it.
That's true. That is true.
I would love to see a whole episode. Maybe even that same where he pees on the tree episode, like from Porthos's perspective, just the important bits. But I don't know.
It's like a GoPro strapped to his back the entire time.
No, that would be awesome. It depends how you want to do it. You could just done a straight Porthos perspective, or you could do, hey, we're going to test out a new sort of scanner thing, and we're going to use Porthos on this planet or whatever, and so he can kind of get a quick lay of the land or whatever. You could do either one.
So,
but yeah,
I think what I'd love is to use him as like sort of just to explore the ship and like the interactions with the crew, and like some people like dogs, some people don't, but everybody puts up with the dog because it's the captain's dog. And like just have him walk through the ship, and and then you could put a little bit of drama in there somehow.
Everybody puts up with the dog.
No, I can see whether it would be like nameless crew member or like Hoshi no, I think Hoshi likes him. But anyway, some crew member or someone we know would be like, oh, Porthos, God. I can't believe there's a dog in the ship. And then the Captain Archer walks by and he's like, hey, boy, how you doing?
Jeez. Yeah. No, there's a super easy way to do this. It's like the episode.
And also he could interact with Chef a lot because he'd never be looking up. So you could just see Chef's feet.
Yeah. Wah, 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 wah. No, it's what you do is like the episode of Voyager where you have the aliens drinking the people's heads. Only Porthos can see some sort of alien that's on board the ship. He can sense it, and he
creates first contact with these aliens.
No. He's got to like try to get people's attention and be like, "Oh, this thing is here and it's dangerous," and like, "Woof woof."
Like, why is Porthos barking at the bulkhead again?
Exactly. See, this thing writes itself. All I'm saying is Porthos episode.
Now, if this is are we going to be able to understand people, or will they be doing Charlie Brown talk, or is it going to be? Because I heard there was a comic. I'm trying to remember where I heard this recently. Where it was a dog's perspective. It's like a comic hero.
So is it like proper nouns jump out, but everything else?
Exactly. It's like
garble.
He knows Porthos,
like,
cheese,
it's like treat, blah 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 blah. Archer,
cheese.
blah 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 blah
That's
blah.
funny. That would be cool. I'd like that. See, lots of things you could do with.
So now, how would you envision this being broadcast or released in 2002 or 3 or whatever it is?
You could do internet short, but it'd be pretty terrible quality. I'd say DVD.
Is it on QuickTime?
It would be on QuickTime. Yes, it's exactly what it would be on. Oh man,
could you play it before the Nemesis movie or something like that? I don't know.
I would say DVD extras is the perfect place for the Enterprise shorts. You could have one short every season.
That's true. Because that was I think the first series where they came out while it was in production. Yeah. Like every year you got those.
It reminds me of not with Doctor Who, and of course it's hard for me to know, not living in Britain, how they release these, because there's a lot of shorts in Doctor Who that, especially like say to be specific, like the Matt Smith years when I'm watching my Blu-ray Matt Smith collection, it'll be extras on there, but I know they aired some manner
but they have
of being
smaller slots to
series.
Fill in the crazy BBC.
So, I don't know how they were actually released sort of in contemporaneously. So it was like there's like a River song Doctor. There's like a 4-part minisode of the Doctor and River. But anyway, I do like DVD extras. All right, any other characters? Okay, Shran is obviously who I was thinking. Shran seems the obvious short trek of Enterprise, and I don't know. I don't have a concept. I feel like I should come with a concept all other than just Shran. So I don't know.
Yeah, Shran's a cool character that we all wanted to see more of. That would work.
It would be interesting him interacting with the sort of the soon-to-be Federation aliens, but none that we know. So it should be like a Vulcan we don't know, and a human we don't know, and the Tellarite. Sorry, I couldn't think of the word. Tellarite we don't know, and some situation where we're sort of seeing that how that will eventually work out. Because obviously on paper that shouldn't work out. Yeah. None of them would get along really, but it could just be how sort of he's taking a step, his contribution to going towards the Federation. But it's something kind of cute and funny, the way they'd have to work together somehow. it could, it could be. I mean, this would be sort of like post. These are the voyages where he's trying to like, he's there and almost like designing the uniform or designing what kind of ships we're going to choose to go with. Like, is it the Federate or is it the Federate? Excuse me. Is it going to be Starfleet or is it going to be Andorran or Vulcan or Tellarite? And he's sort of on the committee where they have to choose what to do. So I don't know, but. I don't know. So, and what about you, Darren? Do you have a character from Enterprise you'd like to see a short trek with?
Yeah, so I would have a little bit of a fake out, or I guess a surprise twist. So you'd be following this like random crewman that we've never seen before, but everybody seems to like him, and so you're like, is he gonna die? Is he gonna what's gonna happen? And he seems to know everybody. He's walking around the entire ship. We see lots of corridors, and he's up in engineering, and he's all over, and we're like, what is with this guy? And at the very end, he walks into the galley, and that's Chef. And we didn't realize it till the very last minute, and that's how we introduce him.
Yeah, sort of a new way of a new perspective. It's almost like the fourth episode.
I mean, I know it would take us away from the
words.
gag of we never see Chef, but I think if you were going to introduce him, that would be a fun way to do it. That would fit within a 5-minute short rather than let's do a whole episode about how Chef's introduced. Like that, maybe not.
That'd be cool. Like, it's seen through his perspective or whatever, and they don't address him by title.
Right. So we don't know as the audience until the very end where he puts on his apron or something and we're like, oh, that's Chef. Like that's the twist, is that we didn't realize that it was Chef the whole time.
Yeah,
so this would be more like season 4, like towards the end.
So he comes down to movie night and everybody's like, oh, hey, Kevin, what's up, man?
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing down here?
Kevin
Shouldn't you be up there working? And you don't know what they're talking about. You're just like, why does everybody know this guy that we have no idea who he is? And okay, yeah, that'd be cool.
Where everybody knows your name, if it is Chef, and
yeah, that'd be cool.
He's glad you
I like
came.
that.
Yeah, I like it. So I think we can fix on. So for Enterprise, we have our 3 characters. We have it is extras, DVD extras.
Yeah.
So for every season of Enterprise, so we at least have 3. We'd have to come up with a 4th, but
I have
that's
a good
fine.
one. I have a good
let
one
someone
for
else
the
do
4th
that.
one.
Go ahead.
Well, no,
what's
they'd
your
have 3
4th?
because they're in between seasons. So it'd be between.
Yeah, but they'd be a DVD extra, so they have to be on the DVD season.
That's true. So you wouldn't get one in season 1.
I don't know. What do you got, Daniel?
I was gonna say, and I can't remember the character's name.
I mean, Hoshi or Travis, obviously.
No.
But go ahead.
The mild love interest of Dr. Phlox early on.
Oh, Crewman Cutler.
What I think would be a great.
Yeah, that's a good season 1 since she, was not available
unfortunately.
after that. But yeah,
that'd be a good character to focus on.
Or an entire short of Phlox and his bajillion wives. Some sort of family dinner.
That'd be good.
Family reunion.
That would be great.
Not even reunion. It's like family dinner.
Or
so it's
couples counseling.
No, but it has all of his wives, and then all of the husbands, and then all of the husbands' wives. So it's like a fractal. The table keeps expanding out.
It's like
the Phlox.
It's like a reverse Ponfar where everybody has to converge in one area for a totally non. Yeah, that'd be really interesting. Actually,
it's like it's like it's sort of like in the Bible with Joseph having to get his tax taken. He has to go to Bethlehem. Whatever their tax season is on Denobula, they'll have to come together
census.
once.
It just happens.
Census.
It just happens to be Phlox's year. We all have to go to where he is.
The year of Phlox.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That's good.
I like it. Because you could think of all the random early 2000 celebrities you could bring in to play all the husbands and wives.
The Rock has to be one of them, just because.
Okay. He was already in Star Trek, but I'll go with it.
There haven't been people that have played different characters before.
Yeah. Jeffrey Combs, sorry, yeah. Jeffrey Combs is one of the husbands, and Denobula makeup.
Trying to figure out what would be an early 2000s band that could be.
Oh boy, anyway. We don't want to do
that. Remember, that was the idea. There'd be bands on the Enterprise. Remember, that's what UPN wanted. Okay, so let's go step back a few years into Star Trek Voyager. Any short Trek candidates for Star Trek Voyager?
I think I would like to see a Naomi Wildman one.
I was thinking that. of the Borg children. I know that people don't like them, but I was like, I mean, different perspective.
And again, it could be her like in her captain's assistant role, where she goes around the ship and she's got her little pad and she's taking down notes. And even though B'Elanna could get that sensor reading up to the bridge with 2 buttons, she transfers it to the pad and lets the captain's assistant take it up, and she's allowed to interrupt Janeway in her ready room. And all the other officers have to wait outside. And it's just gonna be super cute. And it's just this whole this perspective of a child, when a crisis isn't necessarily happening, but just something fun.
I almost want to see the, and this is being too cute by half, I know. I'm just trying to imagine, Naomi sort of kind of pretending to be the captain. She'd have her, I don't know if she manages to sneak into the conference room and have, I know she's a little old for this, but, having her stuffed animals and all the chairs, and she's sort of being Janeway, and she's like, thank you,
she's got her,
Tuvok.
Craft pins, her pips that, she made
she's cosplaying
out of something.
No, what you're missing is she goes to the holodeck, and Flotter and all of her friends they go on the holodeck.
Oh, she forces them to play Star Trek.
Exactly,
I know.
Yeah.
And they're like, this is boring. We want to go to the forest. There's no forest on Voyager. You have to sit and push your buttons on your console. And Flutter's like, I don't get it. I don't understand tachyon emissions. Be quiet, Flutter. You need to suck it up. Actually, forget the captain's assistant. That's way funnier than what we were coming up with before.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember because there's only like 3 characters in Flotter, and I have to figure out. We have to make some
the
new
tree one,
so.
the water one, and the leaf one. I don't remember the third.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, so it would have to be the fire one. Yeah, like you said, I don't know.
Oh yeah, there was some fire troll something. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what about another character from Voyager? It's always hard to pick because with Discovery we are sort of going with.
We could do Chakotay and actually give him some dang character
give him
development.
something to do.
Or not.
Well, what I always, and I've talked about it here before, I think it was here, but anyway, talking about a Chakotay flashback, it'd be interesting to sort of get the...
Noah Kuchimoyas.
Yeah, well, to get the, either the decision to leave Starfleet. That would be an interesting, well, presumably. That would be an interesting, where was he in Starfleet? I think you guys had said Starfleet Academy, or whether he was on a ship or whatever, somewhere, and where he sort of did his dramatic taking off the pips. And
so what if we did a series that of shorts
and
that were about all the main
mini-sodes.
characters before they got on Voyager, even more so than the pilot, the
Maquis shorts, maybe, or something.
Although Tom Paris would be kind of boring. I'm still in prison.
Well,
yay!
When he joined the Maquis for 2 days and then got caught.
I see what you're saying.
Because remember, Chakotay did not have friendly feelings that first episode because of that. He was a traitor or whatever to the Maquis. But yeah, well, even having a short Treks of Paris flashback too, you don't even have to flesh out what happened, but to see the contemporary part of him, going to sleep and being like, I'll never get caught, and then having, whatever experience internally or externally that caused him to want to then reveal the truth about being another character. Anyway,
they had a short Treks or a prequel to Paris.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So
just show the entire episode.
Just show that
First Duty.
I actually have a
the Max Lucado or Max no,
Nick
not Max.
Locarno.
Nick Locarno.
So I was thinking something a little different and a bit of a tonal shift. Actually, a significant tonal shift. I was thinking that we would see one of my most intriguing characters of Voyager, which was Lieutenant Suter, and we could see his build-up and subsequent failure of preventing himself from murdering a person. Because we only dealt with the aftermath, and you could, I think, he's such a
maybe him making some logs or something,
right, yeah, trying to.
He's down on the bottommost deck, staring out that porthole,
trying to work it out, in the gym or whatever.
We can work it out,
and he just can't do it. He can't fight his inner demons, and he eventually. So it's kind of a tragic story, and it's a very tragic story because somebody dies, and then it's a tragic story for him because he fails, and then it leads into what we know later.
Yeah, and you could even have it end in some sort of off camera, like he sees the person, or you said some silhouette, and he goes off.
By recording,
and,
gotta go do something. No.
Yeah.
I think it'd
I
be
don't like the way he looked at
interesting
me.
if we saw the Doctor at Jupiter Station being first activated in his final program test before being shipped off to Starfleet. So, like, he knows his memory is going to be wiped, of that, diagnostic afternoon, but we would get a little more Zimmerman, and we'd get a little more, Doctor, and it'd be more of a Zimmerman short, I guess, in the fact that we'd see him in his pride. This is before the Mark I.
This is going to be awesome. People are going to love this.
Yeah, he's like really excited, and we could actually get a really heartfelt moment of, him and his desire of the impact of this, of imagine this Doctor across the stars. He's like, I think you're ready, and then he hits a button, and the Doctor deactivates into his module, and you see like a fleet of modules or something there, that are going to go off and be installed in the ships of the line. Like, that could be a really cool moment.
Yeah, no, I agree. And so a lot of good.
You get the
flashbacks.
iguana, in the background.
And he's like, now that that's done, I should create a woman. Yeah, I think it's funny we're doing flashbacks, though I think that is also bad for Voyager that we feel the need to do flashbacks. But anyway, it sort of says we don't know enough about the characters. But anyway, yeah. So how would Star Trek Voyager flashback short treks be?
Those would have been late 90s.
90, yeah.
Internet streaming was not what it was.
So AOL chat room?
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, but how would that?
No, it would.
Is it that old?
Yeah, I mean late 90s, early 2000s.
You're right.
Yeah.
So it's pre a lot of things that are not like pre Google.
I mean, they could be 1 minute shorts. You could have the bandwidth to download.
Well, of course, it would be on.
410.
You'd be able to get it on Napster then. So however they did it. So
yeah, it's just you'd be limited in the length and the size of the video if you wanted something that was, and it'd be.
Would it just be sort of like would come on UPN randomly?
They could do a special.
That's true.
They could do a special for one like the season finale or whatever, and you have a 90-minute block instead of an hour block, and you show two specials after the regular episode airs, or whatever, whenever is appropriate. And you could do it that way.
Or you could have one episode a season that's a shorter episode that gives up, 10 minutes of its time to this short.
Or
I'm almost imagining like not an industry thing, but like I don't know who would host this. Like not Jonathan Frakes, though maybe Jonathan Frakes.
He
how
knows
Jonathan
everything.
Frakes.
It's a natural choice, Philip.
But and of course I don't think I've seen it. I don't know if I must have seen it at the time, but I don't have a recollection that most people have of the Jonathan Frakes hosting Star Trek episodes before All Good Things came out.
I remember
that.
that.
What I'm talking about?
I vividly remember.
Okay.
Yeah, the Star Trek The Next Generation Viewer's Choice Special, I think is what it was called, or something like that.
So, but the Voyager version of that. So I don't know whether it'd be someone from Voyager.
I would have it be Janeway.
So Kate Mulgrew.
Yeah.
I don't know. She's a busy. I think Robert Beltran.
No.
Beltran
It'd be
his hands.
Rosario Dawson, because she was she also became a director afterwards, right?
Right.
So there you go.
She would be the Jonathan Frakes of Voyager. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, I could buy that.
To put her leg up on things.
Nice to have yeah. I was going to say nice to have a one for the woman series, which is a terrible thing to say. But anyway, so yeah, I could see that. But she would sort of host like. And now, I mean, it'd be stilted because these things are always a little bit stilted. But like, whether it be between seasons, maybe it'd be before the season opener, or it'd be whatever. And here's just some short stories from characters you've come to love this past season, 2 seasons, however long this has been going.
Yeah, she could give a little teaser on each one and toss to it, and then
I'm partial to this one because it's about a certain half Klingon, half human engineer. Yeah, I can see it like being like you said, an hour special, hour and just sort of like BUPN, like we got an hour to fill. What you got? And so we just plug that in. I think that'd be cute.
That would be cute.
I think it'd be good.
So TV special.
Yeah, TV special. I like it. So it was the Voyager flashback short treks. So
we could also do the Delaney sisters.
That's right. That'd be good. Yeah, because before Voyager, I hate to keep doing flashbacks, but that's what we're doing. So yeah, I think it'd be cool. Yeah. All right. So let's try and go for Deep Space Nine here. So similar time period, but depends on how early you want to go.
Oof.
So obviously Deep Space Nine, of course, known for its panoply of
long form
tertiary
Yeah,
characters.
this feels
yeah.
a lot tougher to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I
this
think
is
if
the
you
ones
did
like,
a host, I would say Garrick, but not
Andrew
in
Robinson.
makeup. It would be
Andrew Robinson.
Andrew Robinson
Yeah. So I mean,
as my vote.
I feel like you would have to do the Morn short trick, but I'm not sure you have to. It's tempting to automatically go there. I don't know if it actually would work, but
Didn't we kind of have that in one of the episodes?
Well, there's
there's
the
one where he dies.
yeah, that's yeah, and that's all about
Air
Morn without
quotes.
Morn because Morn doesn't talk. So
I'm trying to think of sort of because I mean, I feel like you could either do a character who was there but you didn't get a lot of out of, or a character who has a unique perspective, or like I mean, like I really wouldn't want the Klingon restaurant owner, but like as a
Yeah.
possibility, as a template.
What about like I mean, early on, it'd be cool to get a Kai Opaka short. We
Mhm.
didn't get enough of her.
didn't we?
Yes, we need the Bajoran Temple.
Oh my
episode.
god, I can't think of something I would not like more than the Bajoran Temple episode. I think the easy pick is to go for just Garrick himself. Of course, people feel like they don't have enough Garrick.
Yeah.
But we do. We have a lot of Garrick.
The title's A Simple Tailor.
But you could easily do something fun with Garrick. So it's not hard to see why you wouldn't.
I can see it like where he's getting a lot of, no, I mean a lot, however many customers he typically gets. Well, real customers. It'd be sort of those things where, he gets a message earlier in the day about like there's an assassin coming after you.
Yeah.
Or,
A
or
standard
whatever.
Thursday message for game.
Or whatever. And so all these customers who are going to will be legitimate customers.
Oh, but he doesn't
and
know
the ones
which
he
one.
knows.
Oh,
Exactly.
that sounds fun.
It's
Yeah.
It's kind of like when I'm trying to remember when like Quark hired someone to kill himself, or
Right.
hired someone to kill him,
And
he's
then
like,
and
don't do it,
Bashir
don't do it."
comes in as one of them, but he's just
Yeah.
as suspicious of Bashir.
No,
And-
see,
but
that
he
would be
te-
like
but
the
he-
last
But he
one.
tells him. No, but he tells him what's
Yeah.
going on, and he's like, "But you're just as suspicious of me as all these others." He's like, "Yes, but that's how I've lived so long." Good doctor.
He's like, good doctor. I actually knew it'd always be you. It's like, I'm not going to kill you, Garrick.
That would be actually a really
"That's what a killer would say."
Exactly.
Right before he killed me.
That would be a fun little twist. That would be a cool little story where basically
And then it's like something that someone snuck onto like Bashir's uniform, so that when Garrick touched it, he had like a allergic
It'd be something-
reaction.
It'd be something tailory where people don't realize that he's a legit tailor. Like that, he's not just making up that he does this.
Right.
And so like,
Like,
he would use
he's
his
like,
tailor
"Oh, measure,
skills.
measure." He goes to the back, beep, beep, beep. Just it comes out.
And then Bashir would sort of be like, see, you thought, Garrick, that giving up, that being tailor was, a downgrade from being a spy. It seems like it's also keeping you alive as well.
but I'd love for like
So.
it to be Bashir just having the one up on him at this point. Just like something that Garrick would never see Bashir doing. Bashir called in the tip and knowing that he's just going to make Bashir
Oh, he's just screwing with them
knowing he's
then?
going to make him so paranoid. And then at the end of the episode, at the end of the whole story, Bashir's just like, haha, I finally had you for once and you fell for it. And that'd be fun. And like Garrick is super paranoid of all these people coming into his shop, but he's still trying to maintain his composure. Yeah, that's a really
Watch like 3 Cardassians come through, which is like super rare, but all on the same day. He's like, "What is going on? Is there some festival I didn't know about?"
Or there's like not, you have like something like Rom comes in, like, I want a suit, and Garrick would be like, really? A suit?
Right. You.
For what? No, I
You
have
would
this
like a
great
suit.
big...
And Rom is the one he freaks out on at the end when it all comes crashing down. Get out of here!
And to whoever sent you,
I said
I'm
good
coming
day,
for
sir.
them.
I said good day.
That'd be fun. That's a cool concept for a story.
All right, so
Yeah.
Garrick
I like
has the tail.
Garrick. He gets a lot. I'm trying to think of any other side characters or even main ones.
Well, I again, not to keep going with perspective but like Rom, only when he's what's his specialist? What is he? I forget his title or rank or whatever.
He's
Grand
Grand
Nagus.
Nagus of the Ferengi.
Well, before that,
Alliance.
obviously, that's silly in the end. But when he's actually sort of being the little mini chief of
Yeah, he's
O'Brien,
like a
because he'd be
tech.
going to different parts of the ship and he'd be encountering different people, and he would just sort of be the fly on the wall fixing people's replicators and sonic showers and whatever. So you sort of get what goes on in Deep Space Nine when there's, or you could do it in the midst of a conflict, but he's sort of getting like, I don't know if you ever saw the Buffy episode with Xander, who's sort of encountering all these people during the big story, but he's not part of the big story, so he just gets these snippets of what's going on. That sort of just be Rom, he's fixing someone's sonic shower, and it's sort of like, Major Kira's, and she's like, we got to defeat the Cardassian plot, or whatever. But
That would be funny.
There's that one episode where with basically one or two scenes with I don't know if he's called the quartermaster or the guy who has the valuable storage location, and I can't. It's obviously not that memorable if I can't remember the specifics.
I kind of know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And he's
a little bit.
He's all snarky. I can't remember who's even. I think Odo needs something that he has.
Yeah.
Is this the one with the Great River where he trades the desk for the this?
No. No, it's. I know what you're talking about. They're like someone has hidden someone, or Odo's trying to basically get a search warrant. Well, he doesn't believe in search warrants, but he's trying to open it up. But yeah, I know kind of.
Yeah, and he was like, the guy was like super snarky, and he's like, "This is my authority. Like, you get the hell out of here. You can't tell me what to do." And it was really awesome. I loved his character. I would love a perspective from that guy, like a story from that guy.
Now, Daniel, you'll appreciate this. Darren, it reminds me of the post office character in Babylon 5, when Garibaldi's trying to get his stuff.
Yeah.
Like
someone who has a tiny bit of authority, but that's their world,
specific
and they're going to exercise it as far as they go.
Exactly.
You could see something maybe, because Jake's a writer for the Federation News Network, so you could have like a Federation News person.
Yeah, I mean, it would be interesting, or at least I think it'd be interesting, to actually see the media, because all we've seen is Jake writing on pads or scribbling on pads, and the camera people from Star Trek Generations. That's all the media I've seen in Star Trek. So it would be interesting to actually get, the newspaper or the whatever they call it.
I mean, we have the ones in Generations.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
The camera people in Generations.
Well, all that existed. Never mind. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
The BuzzFeed of the 24th century.
Space feed.
Yeah. So Jake not only has to write hard-hitting war stories, but also has to be like, and what kind of tricorder would you be?
Was
you won't
he does
believe
the
what color the
Ask
Andorians
Annie
really are.
column or something.
You won't believe what the wormhole did today. And then like clickbait, it opened. Okay. Saved you a click. Well, how would we get some? How would we get the Deep Space Nine short treks out? So it can't be DVD extras. We've already done that. So how would it?
Through the wormhole.
And we've already done network special.
Oh, this is tough.
Because we could, we're getting a little early depending on when you want to do it. I mean, it could still be on
You would
VHS
have to
tapes at this
do,
point.
a special tape release. That's kind of your only option at this point.
Or you would just
How many box tops?
if you
would I
bought
have to
the
save?
entire season, you would get one extra VHS that had like some behind the scenes stuff and these shorts.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just extra stuff that they threw on. They had the costumes. They had the people ready to go. And it adds a little value to it. Yeah, I could see that.
Mm-hmm. Or we can retroactively do it where it's like they were all filmed but never released. And then Ira is now releasing it as part of the DS9 documentary of the short DS9 treks you've never seen.
Now, that would be kind of cool if they were cut B stories from actual episodes. Not that obviously they're not, because we're making them up right now. But like the idea that entire sections of the episodes were cut, but they were coherent on their own, where it was just this tiny bit that they just used as filler here and there. That would be kind of cool. That would be neat to see.
So sort of lost footage, quote unquote.
Right.
Or found footage. I don't know, whatever you call it. Really good. All right. Well, I think we could go early, but I think that's sort of a good starting point there for our proposed or imagined shorter treks. So as we're we've gotten sort of the teaser poster for whatever it's worth for Star Trek Discovery Season 2. We have some short treks, which kind of almost reminds me a little bit of how they did sort of the pre-comic series for the J.J. Kelvin films.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I like those.
I like a little pre-universe building. Nothing wrong with that.
So are we doing a next gen one too, or?
I think we've gone long enough here, so we can save it for another time. Because maybe we'll be talking a short trek review.
That's
I don't know how long it'll take next week. Maybe a short review. So we'll see. But Daniel, if folks want to propose to you their network special of short treks, where can they reach you?
They can find me on Twitter at OneUpDan. That's the number 1, not the word. And let's do it because I think this is a fantastic idea.
And Darren, if people want to know the best 1990s or early 2000s video software to use to do a short trek, where can they reach you?
Well, they can get it as long as they're willing to hear the horrendous screeching dial-up sound at the beginning in order to get that data. But if they can find me on Twitter.
Can they find you at a BBS service? Is that how they can find you?
No, I was thinking more like AOL. You've got mail. Log in.
ICQ. Is that where they can chat you up?
Yes. They can find me on the Usenets under username all underscores because you can't have spaces. No, I'm just kidding. Dr. Sci-Fi, DRSCIFI on Twitter, Instagram, or my website, drsci-fi.com.
And people can reach me on how to pay me for being creative. My Twitter handle is @NCPublicServant. So next week, I know we'll be talking short treks. I don't know what else we'll be talking about, but stay tuned. Until then, I'm Phillip Gilfus.
I'm Daniel Prue.
I'm Darren Moser.
Stranded here on City Alpha 3.